Peace, 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 family. Rise and grind, rise and grind. It's on one more time. Tag team back again. Yes, indeed. It's your favorite power couple in the building. Amari, and the Queen, Amari is in the building. We are the founders and co-founder of Uwa Pele Movement. Uwa Pele Movement is a ministry where we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. Uwa Pele is a Yoruba word which stands for gentle character. And we also focus on Ire. That's a Yoruba word for good character. And we are here to empower you. Thank everyone who is tuning in currently at this time. If you would be so kind to let us know where you're tuning in from, that would be great. Please put your city and your state. Again, if you let us know where you're tuning in from, that'll be great, your city and your state. Also, if you would be so kind to add your business information in the comment block, that would be great also. My queen, Amari, and I, we are also serial entrepreneurs. We are real estate investors. We control multiple online businesses. And also we own a networking business. The name of that business is Synergetic Network Group, LLC. We are your community liaison for entrepreneurs and consumers. We focus on helping you build business-based generational wealth. And also we focus on investments. We have an online store, Al Kebalan Lifestyle, where we provide African men, women's clothing, accessories, health, wellness, and beauty products for your needs. Our attitude is servitude, and we are here to serve you. We thank you so much for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to my brother over in Ghana. Peace and blessings, my brother, my good brother, Brother Brainy is in the building. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Appreciate your continued support. I want to send a shout out to our mentee, Tammy Buckley is in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate that. Want to send a shout out to my sister, Shanta Tidwell. Queen Shanta Tidwell is in the building. She one of my fellow Marine Corps sisters. She and I, we served together in the Marine Corps some years ago in Norfolk, Virginia. Hey, peace and blessings be upon you and your family, sister. We greatly appreciate you. Want to send a shout out to Queen Michaeline in the building over in the UK. Thank you so much for inviting me on that phenomenal platform, the Coffee and Chat, where positive men come together and we table realistic problems and we come with realistic solutions for those problems. And if you haven't already viewed the Coffee and Chat that we did on yesterday, which is August the 14th, please ensure that you check out that program. We actually were talking to the young men. As we all know, our young men are in danger. And this is nothing new. However, you know, again, we're a solution-based ministry here. We don't come on here and do a whole bunch of complaining. You know, we actually come on here with the solutions. We acknowledge the problem. However, we believe in not just acknowledging the problem, but we believe in giving you the solutions to the problem. So we thank you so much for tuning in. Queen Jennifer Almanar, thank you so much for tuning in. And it's AM. Grand rising to everybody. Grand rising to you too, Michaeline. Peace and blessings to you and your family over there in the UK. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, family, so we're going to get into it on today. I don't know how many closes I'm going to have today.
At least 2.5.
Watch yourself now. Other day, man, I was speaking, man, and I gave about 3 closes, and my wife, she put up her finger. She was like, "Okay, that's 3."
In your conclusion.
Oh yeah, you know. So hey, I'm not gonna tell you how many times I'm gonna close. You understand? I'm just gonna flow with it. Okay.
Gonna keep that open, huh, baby?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, man. So listen, family. The topic of discussion today is ineffective and what's effective. Again, ineffective versus effective. Yes, indeed. Queen Magdalene said, "Truly believe in solutions finders." You know, and that's wonderful, because you know that actually is confirmation about the topic of discussion on today. Because you know we want to deal with again, as the title states, what's ineffective and what's effective. Okay. Now I had a dialogue with a good brother of mine the other day about a particular methodology that was trying to be utilized to help stop discrimination against our people. And so I pretty much asked the question. I said, well, is this specific method that you're using, where is the evidence that this method is actually effective? Because see, as a business owner, right, my queen and I, we look for marketing strategies. However, we want effective market strategies so we can get effective results. As we all know, the opposite of that is ineffective. So if I'm doing something that's not going to work, in other words, when she and I, when we started the Instagram page, I was posting things on the Instagram page and there was no traction on the Instagram page. Now check this out. It wasn't that we didn't have a good page. It wasn't that we didn't have good pictures. It wasn't that we didn't have good products. I wasn't using the right strategies in order for me to be able to reach the people. So my queen, she told me about hashtagging. When I started using hashtags, here come the people. Here come people being able to see the page and see the products that we have. And then it got to a point where we only had so many, right? So we didn't really have a lot of conversions, as they call them. In other words, people who start buying. So I said, okay, you know, lovers and likers is not going to put any money in our pocket. Oh, that's beautiful. You know, that they like the product. Okay, we got to get people to start buying, you know, some products, you know, from us. You know, so it wasn't enough just to have a website up. It wasn't enough just to be on various social media platforms and have the businesses on various platforms and whatnot. We had to do something better. We had to do something better. Okay, so once we started doing ads, we heard a friend of ours named Tristan Sutton, who's a marketing specialist. We heard him talking about ads, and he said, you know, if you want to learn more, then you have to invest in the class, and you know, then he'll be able to share these various strategies with you, or purchase the book as well. So we actually did both. I actually purchased the ads material, and when I followed those strategies, boom, my queen, she started doing advertisements. We started getting conversions for the business. But the methods that we were using before then, it wasn't effective. Okay, it wasn't effective. It wasn't working. Okay, we didn't get all of the clientele that we have today when we had first initially started the business, before we started investing in the business. So the ROI on doing something effective had blessed us to start being able to accumulate business-based generational wealth, to where it empowered us to write the checks for ourselves and for our fellow brothers and sisters in the community who need to be hired, right? So also, to go back to what I was talking about, again, today, family, we're talking about what's effective and what's ineffective, right? So if you're yelling and screaming at somebody, okay, what you're saying may be right. What you're saying may be true. But how you're saying it will affect whether or not somebody will be receptive to what you're saying. What am I saying? I'm saying that sometime we grow in our knowledge and wisdom and understanding about certain things, and we become very disgruntled with others, okay, that are in a state of unconsciousness, okay? Meaning that they're not aware of what's going on, right? And so we get online, we start attacking, right? We start name calling, okay? And the way we say things and the way we treat people, it causes them to ostracize themselves from us because of what we say, how we say it, how we handle people. And that's ineffective social skills. There is a better approach for us to take to be able to disseminate information that will help people to better understand what's going on around them. Yelling, screaming, name calling is an ineffective way to resolve conflict resolution. You understand what I'm saying? That's not the proper way to handle a conflict. Okay, once upon a time in my life, in my relationship, and I don't mind sharing things because so many of you praise our relationship, okay? But the queen over here, I think, and praise be to the Most High that, she's a woman of prayer, because if not, I think I've probably been standing before the throne. You understand me? This woman she cooked the food for me. She prepared my shakes. You understand what I'm saying? She could have put something in there and took her brother out. Grand rising to Queen Mother Vivian in the building. My Queen Vivian, she said, grand rising.
Grand rising, Queen.
Yes, indeed. Queen Mother Vivian, we thank you so much for tuning in on this AM. Okay, so the way I was communicating with her was very ineffective. You understand what I'm saying? Although, yes, I have a right to express myself, but how I was expressing myself, and not to say that what I was saying is wrong, but how I express myself, it started pushing her away from me. You understand what I'm saying? It affected our communication. You know what I mean? And so what I had to do was I had to work on my communication with my queen. Why? Because it was ineffective. It was ineffective. It was not working. You know what I'm saying? We weren't getting anywhere, with the way I was communicating. You understand what I'm saying? I needed anger management. You know what I mean? And so, in all seriousness, some of us, we really do need anger management. We do. We have to deal with our internal issues that's affecting us externally. Right? Because if we don't deal with those problems, it's going to cause us to have an ineffective social life. Right? And with that being said, this is the reason why some people don't want to listen, to certain people. They don't want to have anything to do with certain people. It's because of how they say what they're saying, and in some cases it's what they're saying, and also it's the way that they treat people. And so then what happens is, this person tries to use reverse psychology on you. They try to make you think that you're the problem, when really in all actuality, they're the problem. But they have a bad case of psychosis. They run away from the way that they really are, and some of them, they're comfortable in their way of life. And the truth of the matter is they don't want to put in the work spiritually to work on their character in order to bring about transformation in their life. Right? So I want to send a shout out to my good brother Sean Ortiz in the building. I serve with him. Shout out, brother. Thank you so much for tuning in, King. I appreciate it, man. Peace and blessings, my brother. Grand rising to you, King. Queen, you got anything to say?
Sure, why not? Right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Team back again.
It is I, Queen Amani. I just want to piggyback on some things that my king was saying. First of all, I'm going to say that I am unapologetically spiritual. I'm unapologetically spiritual, and I'm unapologetic about what it took for me to gain the wisdom that I received and to gain the wisdom that I know. So I heard my husband say that he's done some things that perhaps maybe he should be 6 foot under right now. And he felt that the way that he was coming towards me, or whatever the situation was, whatever you referred to, was ineffective. But I just want you to know what I feel that the difference between ineffective and effective is. Ineffective to me is fruitless, right? Mm. And that's why to be effective, like one proverb or whatever it is says, be fruitful and multiply. Mm-hmm. If you want to affect what's around you, multiply. You want to know if you're ineffective? It probably won't be multiplying. If you're going to be a mother, be an effective mother. Multiply. Multiply good values. Multiply good information. Multiply good standards. Because if we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything. So, but what he was saying is, in regards to being ineffective, that's right. As a spiritual warrior, and my husband was a spiritual warrior and a natural warrior, you gain ground with being strategic. Mm-hmm. My effectiveness was in the realm of the spirit. Mm-hmm. My effectiveness was approaching these things from a different point of view, such as, going into prayer. Ooh. Exercise and discipline.
Yeah.
You know, they say the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You ain't gotta shoot everybody down and kill them.
Well,
You don't have to slap everybody. You don't have to cuss everybody out. Just be effective in your warfare.
tag team back again. All right, Queen Mother Vivian said, spiritual. Want to send a shout out to my good brother and mentee, Kingdom Works, or, you know, he's a perfect example of effective communication and effective mentoring. After him and I, we had the dialogue, right? He took the content that was shared with him and he implemented it, and it affected his life. Why? It wasn't, see, it's not just information. It's because it's accurate information. And when you disseminate accurate information, the implementation of that information brings about transformation in your life. If it doesn't work together for your good, then it's all bad. And when it's all bad, it makes things all bad in your life. Right? Now check this out. What my queen said as she was speaking, you know, what I heard was the effective fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much.
Effective.
The effective fervent prayer of the righteous, and righteous is a right standing. So for those who don't think that prayer works, yes, sir. Again, as my queen said, I'm unapologetically spiritual, because our foundation is spiritual, because we know that the universe put some super on our natural. So we don't apologize for giving thanks, because we look to the hills which cometh our help. We know our help come from the higher power.
Effective prayer.
That's right. So your heart has to be in the right place. So sometimes we don't receive what we're asking for because our heart is in the wrong place. And that's the reason why it's not an effective prayer. I heard people say, oh, prayer don't work, or this don't work. Well, we seen it work. Okay? Listen to you, I'm not boasting. I'm telling you, my queen and I, because listen, faith without works is dead. The prayer of faith. The prayer of faith. Again, the prayer of faith. Okay? You have to have faith. Okay? And we pray unwaveringly in prayer. And we seen those things that we actually interceded about manifest in our life. You understand? So some people, they're quick to tell you, oh, this don't work, that don't work. The question is, are you doing it right?
Are you effective?
Figure
it out.
See, that's the question. Are you doing it right? Oh, this business thing don't work. The question is, are you doing it right? Oh, this relationship thing don't work. The question is, again, are you doing it right? Oh, marriage don't work. The question is, are you doing it right? Huh? It's just like when I went to the gym, right? and it was, guess what? It was this bodybuilder that was in the gym. And he came over there and he looked at my posture and everything, you know, he said, hey man, he said, you getting it in over here. He said, but let me share something with you. He said, if you want this to affect you.
Say a word. Oh, we got Amen Corner today.
He said, if you want this to affect you, he said, you got to do it right. He said, your posture is off. You leaning all the way back, you know, you're not controlling the weight. You know what I'm saying? He said, you're intense with it, brother. He said, bro, he said, boy, you was getting it in. You was busting a good sweat. He said, but it's not affecting you the way it's supposed to because you're not doing it right. So with weight training, if you're not doing it right, then there won't be any what? Muscle growth. It won't be any growth. So I wasn't getting any growth. The exercise wasn't affecting me. And guess what? It wasn't because the exercise didn't work. It's because I wasn't doing the exercise right. So it wasn't affecting me because I wasn't doing it right. Queen?
That's good. That's good right there, because I walk 3 days a week, and if I don't stop eating a cake, it's not going to be effective. You know, sometimes you got to put this with that in order to get an effective outcome, right? So I want to say also, in the way of effectiveness and ineffectiveness, another word for ineffective can be purposeless. You see what I'm saying? You want to be an ineffective human being? Walk around without purpose. Walk around without just a wanderer. What they call it, a hermit. You know what I'm saying? A vagabond, somebody going from here and there and everywhere. Sometimes they don't have purpose. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So to be effective, find out what your purpose is. Dig on the inside of you. Find out what your purpose is and make a life of it. You see what I'm saying? Go after those things. Be effective in what you do. Be effective in what you say. Hit bullseye with what you're saying. That's effectiveness. You see what I'm saying? And it's not just anything just to say, you know, oh, you know, sorry, that's I know you were. Oh, I know that I'm called to do this. No, I know that I'm supposed to do this. And you're sitting around ineffective, purposeless. You see what I'm saying? It's time that we tap into our effectiveness or tap into our purpose.
Woo, the mic is hot. The mic is hot, family. The mic is on fire. Queen Mother Vivian said, she said, what? She said, no smackdown, but I'm from Brooklyn's. Shame on her brother. We try to run game on her brother. Brooklyn's. All right, BK, you know, we from New York, you understand me? We got to calm down, all right? We can't go bananas around here.
Trust me, I had to learn to be effective. Trust me.
Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? So family, check this out, too. A lot of times, right, some people, they call things movements. But guess what? What's the root word in movement? Move. Now watch this. There's a military movement called Mark Time.
Yeah.
Right? Now, at Mark Time March, you marching in place. See, it looked like I'm going somewhere, don't it? In this camera, it looked like I'm still moving, don't it? Guess what? I'm not even moving. I'm not going nowhere. I'm marching in place, but it appears that I'm moving because I'm making some type of motion. Listen, family.
Forward.
Some people, greetings to Queen Shanrika in the building. Thank you, Queen, for tuning in on this AM. Greetings to you from my queen, Amani, Amari, and I. Thank you for your continued love and support, sister. Yes, indeed, man. We give thanks. So, family, check it out. I said that to say this, to use this analogy for where I'm getting ready to go. Some people call things movements, and they're in motion, but they're not going anywhere because guess what? What they're doing is not effective. Someone please show me where putting our fists in the air fed our people, clothed our people. Okay, I'm not knocking our ancestors. I need you to calm down for a moment, and I need you to hear what your brother is saying to you, because I promise you I'm going somewhere. Okay? Now, I know a flag represents our nation. I get it. But can somebody please show me where waving a flag in the air has put food on our table, clothes on our back, shoes on our feet? Right? Right? So now, what I want to help some of you understand is this. In order for you to see movement, in order for you to actually see transformation happen in the lives of people like my queen and I have seen, it's because you got to be strategic whenever you do something. You got to use a methodology. that pertains to the situation in order for that situation to be mitigated. Okay, now, if you teach somebody about the knowledge of self, is that going to solve their financial problem? Selah. Pause. Think about that. I'm going to say it again. If somebody comes to you hungry and you teach them about their self, is that going to solve their problem with food? If somebody comes to you and they have a spiritual problem, they've been molested, they've been raped, and then you're teaching them economic strategies, is that going to solve their spiritual problem? I hear the queens out there saying, Queen Sharika said it hasn't and it won't. Exactly. Queen Mother Vivian said, nope, not a crumb. Boy, Queen Mother Vivian, boy, you funny, boy. You something else, boy. You are so, boy, you definitely from New York, no doubt. No doubt. Queen Sharika said no. Okay, family, before you tune out, don't run now. Don't run now. I need you to stick around. Don't change that dial. Okay, stay tuned in for this transmission that's going to help to transport us somewhere and help to bring transformation in our community. Okay? All right. So now, family, what I'm saying to you is this right here. A lot of times we congregate, but we don't have the right people at the table. Okay? That is ineffective when you have an African studies teacher teaching and people have a problem with finances. It's ineffective if you have a financial educator talking to a body of wounded people when they're in need of spiritual healing. The reason why we are congregating and we don't see any movement is because we haven't learned how to target the problem and use the right methods that's pertaining to that situation. And let me tell you something. The reason why a lot of these teachers cannot teach you financial strategies is, you know why? They don't know the strategies themselves. So we come together, we complain about our pain, but where's the gain in that? Where's the transformation in that? The reason why things are not moving is because a lot of us, we have the knowledge of self, but we don't have the knowledge in regards to how to get wealth. A lot of us have the knowledge of how to gain wealth, but we don't have the knowledge on how to heal thyself. A lot of us have the knowledge of self, but a lot of us don't have all the others. There is something that's missing. And the reason why we keep seeing chaos in the midst of us is not just what the Caucasian is doing to us, it's also because of what we're doing to each other. We congregate, right? And we keep talking about all these things that has happened to us in the past and present. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't address those issues, but here's the thing. What are we going to do about it? Huh? We know that our people are mentally traumatized. So being that we know that our people are mentally traumatized, okay, what type of information are we bringing to the people that's going to help to transform their life? Queen?
Come back to me in a minute.
All right, I just want to give you, that
said,
respect.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do all the talking. Because this is a dialogue. Yes, indeed. So, this is the reason why I'm on here, because see, the things that we're not aware of is what's hurting us, because we don't understand why isn't this working. The reason why is, guess what? We haven't really got to the root of the problem. See, we talk about cooperative economics, but we come with unrealistic expectations. How can you expect a broke person to practice in cooperative economics when they don't have the resources in order for them to practice in it? How can you expect a bunch of broke people who don't know financial strategies to know how to be able to accumulate wealth, to be able to purchase schools, to be able to purchase land? Listen, did you not know in certain geographical locations, when it comes to property, did you not know that there is a zone and that you can't build a certain structure on that particular part of land in a certain zone? Did you know that? Did you know that? Some of you may not have known that. Huh? Do we know the prerequisites in order for our children that get their degrees, okay, the generation that gets their degrees, and even matter of fact, I don't want to limit it just to our children, okay, even the adults that go to get their degrees, do we know the requirements from the state or from the government in order for that specific degree to be recognized, for it to be properly credentials? Do we know that? Do we know that? Huh? Do you know how to start a business? I'm not talking about just, cooking for your family members and your friends and giving them some lunch bags and, you know what I'm saying, and in exchange. No. See, this is the reason why some people didn't get, the triple P money. Because is your business registered? Do you have your employer identification number? Your EIN number? Do you have a Dun and Bradstreet number to where you can start building business credit and you don't have to use your own personal credit? Do you know how to purchase property? Do you know how to purchase houses and land without having the proper credit to do it? Do you know how to do that? Understand, family, the problem that we have is beyond the knowledge itself. It's us lacking the knowledge in regards to how to accumulate spiritual wealth and also financial wealth. And this is the reason why we don't see traction in our community, is because people have not went within. You can tell because of the arguing and the bickering. And these people are not from Kamala Harris, she's not a descendant of slaves. She's not a descendant. Her family from Jamaica. Did you not understand that the Jamaicans come from Maroon? They come from Africa. They come from Africa. And we sitting up here arguing and bickering and going back and forth with one another about what color we are, what color we not. I'm not saying it don't need to be addressed, but what I'm saying is, how is that effective? We all look alike. We may come from different parts of the continent of Africa, but we all are Africans. We was just dropped off in different parts. I have to say this because there's too much division. This type of talk is ineffective. And it's also, unfortunately, it's not using common sense. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, okay, but it's just the truth, okay? For instance, right, my brother and I, we're in 2 different states. We have the same father. I'm in Tennessee, my brother's in New York. Does the distance between us stop us from being family because he lives in New York and I live in Tennessee? Our ancestors were separated. When we came here in this country, we was disseminated throughout this continent called America. So how is it logical to even think for one moment that we're not related because of the location? We was just dropped off in different parts. But people are arguing, and this is the reason why I'm saying this, because our minds have to be freed up. Our minds have to be freed up. And some people don't even understand, just because all the Africans wasn't taken as slaves doesn't mean that they weren't affected from slavery. What about the ancestors who our ancestors who were still in the continent, but our other relatives was taken and they were still there? Last time I checked, hear me now. Last time I checked, when I seen a mother missing her child, she was affected by that. It still affected her. It affected the community. Why? Because we're one. That affected me. Even though that wasn't my child that was taken, it still affected me because I'm a father and that's still my sister. And to me, that young little girl was my niece, because it takes a village to raise a child. But guess what? You know what? We don't think like that. We're not family oriented. And guess what? Because we're not family oriented, you know the reason why we're not effective? Is because we move as individuals instead of as a collective. We are focusing on the wrong things instead of focusing on what we need to focus on. What is the priority? Us surviving, us being healed from our mental trauma, us, okay, becoming aware of who we really are, us learning financial strategies that we can implement so we can leave generational wealth. Queen Shanrika said the wrong focus. Queen Mother Vivian said what they are arguing about. Queen Mother Vivian, she said many of us are not on the same wavelength. Exactly. A kingdom divided can't stand. And this is the reason why we don't see things coming together, because we're not coming together in some cases. Not all of us now. I don't want to make this a across the board statement, but guess what? It's going to take more, than just a few of us. It's going to take a massive amount of us. It's going to take a multitude of us to come together and have this same mindset. Okay? And guess what? It's a lot of work that need to be done, brothers and sisters and elders. It's a lot of work that need to be done, family. And in order for it to affect us, in order for it to bring forth transformation, okay, we got to have the right focus. We got to use the right tools. Okay? Okay, you can't use a screwdriver for something that requires a monkey wrench. It's not effective. That tool won't work. But see, that's what's happening, because we're not using the right tools and we're not dealing with the right issues. We got to be able to be wise enough, and we got to have discernment to be able to know how to deal with these situations. And we're missing the mark because we're misunderstanding how to handle these situations, and we need wisdom to be able to mitigate these problems. So again, what's effective and what's ineffective? And I just want to leave this with you. What I have seen is us teaching people financial strategies, teaching them how to build wealth for their families. And I've seen people we've seen people start writing books, start writing ebooks. We've seen people start living their dreams. We've seen people start fixing their credit. Okay, we've seen people started learning business. And we've seen people become serial entrepreneurs with this ministry. We bring effective information. This is not me recruiting you. This is me telling you, me bearing witness. I can testify because I've seen it. Brother Reginald Orr is a perfect example of that. He's one of our mentees. Okay. Tammy Buckley will bear witness to that. She's going to another level. Why? Because we're bringing effective information that's going to bring about transformation in people's lives. Okay? Family, there's another level. And you have to sever yourself from circles that the only thing that they're doing is sitting there and complaining about the problem all day, but they're not doing anything to fix the problem. You understand? They're not doing anything to fix the problem. We complain about what's happening to us, but we're not doing anything for it to stop happening to us. How can we expect our children to not learn about racist figures when we don't fight against the curriculum? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. How in the world can our single parent moms feed themselves when they don't know financial strategies? Going in there complaining about what a racist Caucasian person did is not going to change anything. But we'll tell you what will help change the situation for a single parent mother. We teach her some effective financial strategies that'll help her to learn how to be able to buy a house, the things she need to do to be able to work on her debt and credit, her credit, and work on her debt ratio. Okay, her debt to income ratio, excuse me. We could teach them strategies like that. We could teach them how to buy houses without good credit. We could teach them that. But see, we can't teach them that. We don't know that. But see, what happens is they don't want people like us at the table because we're not using racial jargon. We're not walking around with red, black, and green on all the time. We don't have our fist up in the air all the time. We're not waving a flag all the time. But guess what we do? You know how we raise? Listen, understand me. A flag is a representation of the people. But this is how we represent the people. Can you look at me and tell I'm African? We represent the people by our actions. Let our life be in a living epistle read amongst men. What is going to affect people's life is accurate information, and the implementation of that information. That's what's going to bring transformation in our life. This is the reason why when we go to these conferences and we keep talking about, we put our fist in the air and we talking about, we say black power, and things of that nature. First of all, that don't even exist. And some of y'all going to get mad when I say that. That don't even exist. There's no such thing. There ain't no such thing as black power. Power don't have a color. And riddle me that, show me where the power at. When we get done with those conferences, everybody walk out of there mad and nothing changes in our communities because people don't have proper financial strategies to help to bring about transformation in our economic system, and people are not aware of the knowledge of self. They're not aware of spiritual practices that they can practice to help their minds to be able to become balanced so they can have uwa pele, which is gentle character, ire riri, which is good character. They don't know how to deal with the mental problems that they're having. They know how to have a cool head. They don't have a light heart. They're hard-hearted. They're bitter. They're angry. They're upset. They're fighting with each other. Because we haven't dealt with our internal problems. So we have external problems because what we're seeing on the outside is a manifestation of the chaos that's going on the inside. When are we going to get that? When are we going to understand we have problems that's bigger than racism? Some of our people have been molested. They have been raped, and they wasn't molested or raped, by somebody that don't look like them. Some of them have dealt with family members that have molested them and that has raped them. And we sitting up here, you know what I'm saying, mad and upset with somebody because they don't have their fist up in the air and they not waving a flag, and our brothers and our sisters wondering about when their next meal gonna come from, okay, when they're gonna get paid again, and we sitting up here beating them up, and when you gonna say something about this, man? People got bigger problems than that. We got to start bringing solution to the problems, because all that other stuff, I have not seen it effective. I have not seen waving a flag change anything. I have not seen nobody pump their fists up in the air change anything. In fact, I have not seen somebody that get in office for 4 or 8 years change anything. See, that's the problem. We don't think about that. We're looking to be saved temporarily. We're not thinking about, you know what I'm saying, a far out type of view about things. We're just looking at things from a now view. We're not looking at the then. Okay, so you get that person in the political arena, you get them in the office for 4 years and for 8 years, and who's going to come after that? Who's going to come after that person leave? What's going to happen? Yeah, we celebrate, we jump up and down, we rejoice, and we act like everything is going to be all right because we get a person in office for a 8-year term to the max. A 8-year term. We think short term instead of long term. That's our problem. We're just looking at a short term situation. We are the answer to our problem. We are the answer. We have to save ourselves. This is the reason why I like the verse says, don't put your confidence in man. Some trust in horses, some trust in chariots, but I'm going to trust in the power of the divine, of the Most High. The power is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within. The power is within inside of you. If you have your economics together, it won't matter who's in political power, because they won't be able to do anything, because we'll have the economic power and we'll own and control anything. Where is the power? We say power to the people, but where is the power to the people? How do you get the power to the people? Do we know what power is? Power is authority, the ability. Half of us can't even fight a court case because we broke. We don't have the money to do it. So where's the power? How many grocery stores we own? How many of us own houses? How many of us own land? And I understand we got pushed back, but look at that house behind me right now. Look at that house from behind me right now. I'm from the hood. My queen and I, we both from the hood. So my question is, are you going to fight for it? Anything that's worth having is worth fighting for, right? Are we going to fight for it? See, that's the problem. That's the problem. Oh, we voted. Oh, we did this. Oh, we did that. Oh, woe was me. Then we tap out because things don't go our way, and we get discouraged, and we walk away, and we walk away and we don't fight no more. We lose our fight because things don't go our way. See, that's the problem. You're not hungry enough. You're not thirsty enough. My queen and I, we refuse to leave this earth without leaving an inheritance for our children. We both come from the hood, so I'm not trying to hear that. And some people say, oh, brother, you and your wife, y'all are exceptional few. No, it's called mindset. It's called refusing to accept what they say about us. And we choose to believe what we say about ourselves, that we are great. We are prosperous. We can do it. We are able. We fixed our credit. We fixed our debt to income ratio. We found out what we needed to do to start a business. What's stopping you? We both from the ghetto too. We both from the hood too. We both experienced tragic things in our life too. But we still prosperous. We conquer poverty. No, see, family, see, I'm not one of these people who sit down. I don't live a defeated life. Oh, no. You will never hear this man teach his grandchildren that. You will never see this man teach his family defeat. I'm a warrior. No. I don't accept that. Okay, I don't accept that. I don't limit myself to my skin pigmentation or my ethnicity okay, or me coming from a broken family. No, 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 no. Nah. I am prosperous. I am successful. I am more than a conqueror. Okay? It's about what we accept. Whatever you accept that's what you're going to get. Listen, if somebody do a bad job on your car, right? And you just ignore it and you accept it and it's still broken down, who fault is that? Who fault is that? Who fault is that you accept that brokenness that was handed to you? Did you not accept that? You accepted that brokenness, right? You accepted that. You took it for that, right? So we get what we accept. If we accept poverty, then that's what we're going to get. If we accept no, then there'll never be a yes. If we give up, then we'll never go up and we'll never blow up. What do you accept? Oh, brother, they redline us, brother. Oh, brother, they gentrify. Are you going to just give up? Are you just going to tap out? Or are you just going to accept defeat? Or are you going to keep on working and keep on toiling and say, okay, I'm going to find somebody who only thing that they care about is green money. They don't care about what color I am. They just care about the cash. Huh? We own properties free and clear. Do you understand me? 2 former ghetto residing African adults who own properties free and clear. Bought those properties with cash. Both from the hood. Both experienced trauma. Both grew up in drugs and crime and alcoholism. Both seen people get messed up in the hood. But look at us today. You see that behind us right now? Brand new home. Brand new home. I'm not boasting. What I'm telling you is, are you going to accept it or are you going to reject it? And are you going to go to work? That's the question. Chris Whitehurst said, oh, you going in this morning. When you starting that podcast? Brother Chris, what podcast are you referring to, my brother? And family, I'm getting ready to end here. See, what I'm telling you is, see, some of us, we think that when you get African people that's successful and we start showing you stuff like this, people want to think that you're flaunting. No, see, that's what I'm saying. See our mindset? Do you know what's really going on? The problem is we get jealous and we get angry because, you know, oh, see, oh, he just trying to show off. Oh, look, see, that don't make no sense. Why? Because you know what? Inside of them, they don't really believe that they can do it. See, the problem is they lost the fight in them. The problem is some of us are lazy. We don't want to put in the work. Some of us don't want to be the one who's going to start building generational wealth so our grandchildren and so our children can reap where they haven't sowed. How many of us are willing to put in the work? My queen and I, we work 7 days a week and we put in 12-hour days. You understand me? We going on our lunch date today. Matter of fact, when I get off of here, we got to go in there and wrap up package so we can send them to some of you who ordered. We work 7 days a week building generational wealth for our family. We refuse to accept poverty. You understand me? Oh, no, sir. I don't see me working at Walmart at 60. I'm fully retired already. Listen, I fully retired at the age of 39 years old. So keep on playing with it. Keep on coming here and thinking that you're looking at some ordinary man. Okay, keep on thinking that you're looking at some ordinary man. Oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Wow, amazing. We paid off. We got 2 properties free and clear. We got multiple businesses, successful businesses. We got a business that making 6 figures, but we don't know what we're talking about. Oh, we just on here playing games. This brand new house, everybody see me every day walking from this brand new house behind me. But I guess I'm playing on Facebook. You rather listen to somebody who in your circle, that broke circle that you in, Not teaching you how to do anything. Only thing y'all doing is walking away, y'all mad, saying a whole bunch of racial slurs, and y'all life is not getting nowhere. You want to keep listening to people like that, who's not helping you to get nowhere. Complain, complain, complain. Whine, whine, whine. Hey, all of y'all still broke, but you don't want to listen to brothers and sisters like us because for some reason, we had to kiss the enemy behind for us to get where we are today. It couldn't have been using financial strategies. No, it just couldn't have been that. It couldn't have been us not giving up and us being told no. Y'all don't even know sometimes when we was told no, did you? See, you talk too much. Some of you talk too much. That's another one of our people problem. We don't know the whole story before we come to a conclusion. Okay, we start running our mouths about things that we don't know nothing about. I still stand for the people. It's no secret. No, the reason why I got where I am today because I listened to wisdom. I listened to wisdom. I listened to financial teachers who look just like me. See, some of y'all didn't know that, did you? Uh-huh. Yeah. I have a multi-millionaire mentor that look just like me. I have a millionaire mentor that look just like me. And guess what? Some of them y'all don't even know nothing about. But I guess because y'all don't know them, right? Oh, because they're not an icon. They're not P. Diddy. They're not some gangster rapper on here telling you how to get wealth. You don't want to listen. Oh, because I don't have a red, black, and green flag flying behind me. Listen, I am Africa. I am Africa. You're getting caught up in the wrong thing. Before a flag even existed, what were we? We were still African. Huh? See, you got to get to the root of a thing. But you caught up in the wrong thing. You caught up in the wrong thing because I don't say racial slurs and you know what I'm saying? Because I don't put everybody in the same category. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, you know, guess what then? You keep y'all keep coming together. Y'all keep whining and complaining while me, my family, and everybody else who come in here and listen to us while we get this money. There you go. And while we build generational wealth, and then we come together and we put together some financial strategies, and we learn how to leverage our credit, and we start going and buying land and start putting schools, and we start paying the teachers because we have enough money now, because we have a money pool now to be able to come bring our resources together. Now we have the resources. How can you come together and practice cooperative economics? You don't have resources. How? How are you going to come together and practice cooperative economics and none of you have any money to be able to buy any properties? You don't have the credit to buy any properties. You don't know the strategies to be able to buy properties without credit. You don't know that. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Because you know what? The only thing you do is spend your time studying on ancestors. You just spend your time studying on you know what the races have done, and you spend your time on doing that, but you don't know nothing else. You mad, you bitter, you upset with the world. Everybody need to come back to the neighborhood and come save you. You know what I'm saying? But if you so conscious, why don't you understand the a person that's not conscious is not aware of what they are not doing? Because they've been brainwashed just like you were before you came to some of the knowledge that you have right now. Why don't you understand that? You wouldn't be sitting there whining and complaining if you knew financial strategies to use to be able to implement. But guess what some of y'all say? Oh, I don't want nothing from the Caucasian man. I don't want nothing from the Caucasian man. Family, listen, let me show you how that's an oxymoron, and I'm getting ready to close. Oh, okay, brother Chris. I just seen your message, man. I'm sorry. We do these Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We do them between 6:30 and 7 o'clock a.m. depending on what time we roll out of the bed. But it's always going to be between 6:30 a.m. on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. between 6:30 and 7 o'clock a.m. and I'm getting ready to close. So family, let me show y'all something. Let me prove something to y'all how we don't make no sense. Okay, you're talking about reparations, but you don't want nothing from the Caucasian man. You're talking about reparations, but you don't want nothing from the Caucasian man. Who is these reparations going to come from? Who? You don't want nothing from the Caucasian man, but yet you crying about reparations. That's an oxymoron. And then guess what? You're telling people not to get grants from the same Caucasian person that you're demanding reparations from. Now, what sense do that make? What doggone logic do that make? You don't sound conscious to me talking like that. I'm your brother and I love you, but you need to wake up. You need to wake up. Because you're not making any sense. Don't you understand, some of you go to work and you get federally taxed? Don't you understand that that's where that money come from? They owe you that. That's why you get a tax return. The taxes for the schools are supposed to go back into schools. So if they're not putting the money back into school and somebody is demanding to give the money back, how is that begging? If your boss owe you a paycheck and you asking the boss where your money at, is that called begging? Oh man, do y'all want to mess with me? Y'all don't want to. I don't think you want to mess with me today, fam. I don't think y'all want to mess with me today. Do you really want to hear this? Do you really want to come up, or do you want to keep sitting there and having a pity party and whining all day? Do you want to continue to practice generational brokenness, or do you want to listen to your brother who want to teach you financial strategies and help you come up, and one who does have the knowledge of self and one who does focus on wealth, okay, and health as well? Do you? Do you? Or do you want to sit there and complain all day and keep talking like that, which is not going to get you anywhere, which is ineffective? The grant money comes from the federal government, family. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. We need to wake up, and we just need to start building our own. Okay, learning these financial strategies, using these financial strategies. Okay, start building our own. Okay, so we can have something. Because we won't have nothing until we learn these financial strategies and until we use them. Okay? And I'm getting tired of hearing about, oh, I want to get set. I want to stop using these European laws. Listen, okay, you got a driver license. You stop at the stoplight. You stop at a stop sign. Okay? Okay? You pay taxes. Don't pay those taxes talking about, oh, I'm not going to incorporate myself in. Okay? Don't pay those taxes and watch what happens to you if you don't know how to use a tax mitigation strategy and see what happens. See what the IRS come do to you. Okay? Keep playing those games. Keep playing those games when the money that you spend got a European face on it. So won't you just use the system for your advantage, for you and your family advantage, okay, and build an empire for you and your family. And economically empower yourself and empower yourself with the knowledge of self, and then also work on your health to make sure that you're healthy and well, because some of us are out of our mind because we have poor health. And your eating habits does affect your mind as well too. Putting all that junk in our body, so we have a junky mind and we talk junk and we talk trash because our minds is trash because of the trash that we eat. All right? Peace, love, and power, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm out of here.